NumPy today. NumPy is a library which has to be imported manually. It is mostly used to do mathematical operation easily, like matrix operation, linear algebra methods. All that can be done easily using NumPy operations. Okay, you can create a 1D array, 2D array, 3D array, multiple array can be converted, and you can convert into, we can make we can put null values, we can put zeros values, all that can be done using NumPy. Okay, you have multiple dimension arrays, okay, like matrices, panel, all that comes into a picture. It will make it easy for us to handle the data or do mathematical operation on any of the data. Okay. So we have three-dimensional array. That is, there are, first thing we need to know what is a scalar array. Then we have 1D array, 2D array, and 3D array. Okay. So how do we work with NumPy is, where is that? We need to import the NumPy using import function. Okay. We are importing using import NumPy is a library. NumPy as we are renaming this NumPy as NP. We are renaming it as NP. Okay, so that when we are using it in our program, it becomes easy for us to use. So it becomes user friendly, right? So once it's done, now I can see here I'm passing an array inside in NumPy, right? I can just pass it as NumPy as well. It will work fine still. It will still work for me. But instead of using NumPy everywhere, I can use, see, it will work fine for me. But instead of that, I can use NP. Okay, here I am renaming it as NP. So here it would work. As you can see here, if I just say A is equal to NP dot, we are defining an array. So inside the, we have to define array and then any value I have sent. Okay. So it is a single value I have sent inside the array. Only one value I have sent. So there is no dimension to it. It doesn't have any rows or any columns to it. Right. It has nothing. It has just a value. So it doesn't have any dimension to it. So when I call for ndim is checking for dimension. Which dimension, how many dimension does it have? Okay. So here this I'm passed and it says 0. 0 means it's a scalar array. It doesn't have any sort of dimensions. Got it? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we are inside the array. I'm passing a list of number. I'm passing the list of a number. Okay, over here. This is 1D array because it just has a row to it. It just has a row to it, right? It has one row, so it is called 1D array. When I am checking the dimension NP, because we are calling NumPy dot ndim of 1. When I see this, it says one dimension because it has only row dimension. It doesn't have any columns, right? Now, here inside this, I have passed, this will be row and column. So if I call for 2, see how does it look? Sorry. So, see, it has 2 rows and 3 columns. Right. So we are passing. One second. Okay. So it has rows and it has columns. We are defining the rows and columns. So how do we define a 2D array? I'll show you. If I'm passing to np dot array, of, we are passing first row, 1, comma 2, comma 3. Okay, then I'm passing the comma, I'm passing the second row, 3, comma 4, comma 5. To hold it together, I'm putting this 2 in the list format. Another list I'm bringing up to hold them together. So this is defining the 2 arrays, right? Now it has run successfully. If I see the dimension of it, it says 2. Okay, it has 2 dimension, which is row and columns. Getting my point? Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, if I call for 3, you can see here, there is 3 sort of dimensions. One is this matrix. This is the matrix. This is the first matrix. This is the second matrix. Each matrix has 2 rows, 3 columns. This also has 2 rows and 3 columns. Right? Each matrix, if I'm trying to get the get 8, it is in the second matrix, in the first row and the first column. Right? Right?
In 3 dimension, we have 2 matrix.
This is, see, we have a gap over here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a gap over here. Okay. So this is defined as first matrix.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is defined as the second matrix. In each matrix, it has 2 rows, 3 columns. The
Yes, ma'am.
second matrix also has 2 rows and 3 columns. It's
3
like
columns.
it has a box. It has a box of elements. In each box, there are rows and columns. Understood? The third
Yes, ma'am.
3D array. If I just see the dimension of it, it says 3 because it has 3 dimensions. That is matrix, rows, and columns. Right.
Okay.
Now, how do I define a 3D array? How do I produce a 3D array? NP dot array. Whenever you're passing an array, it should be in this format itself. NP is NumPy dot array. Then I'm passing the, okay. First, I will define a matrix. Okay. In this column. Okay. In this, this is the square bracket. In this square bracket, I'm defining rows. First row, 1, comma 2, comma 3. This is going to be my first row. Now I'm defining the second row. Okay, 4, comma 5, comma 6. Okay, this is my first matrix, rows. Okay, this is my first row and this is my second row. Now matrix is done. Now I'm passing the one more matrix. Inside this, I'm passing one more matrix. This is 5, comma 6, comma 7. Comma. Inside this matrix, this is my first row, right? This is my first row. And then I'm passing the second row, 8, comma 9, comma 10. And then I'm closing this matrix. Okay. Now I have 2 matrices. And now I'm combining everything. I'm combining the everything. Got it? How do we declare 3D array? Okay, I'll show you once again, okay? So I'll put 3D is equal to np dot array. Okay, array of is in the curve bracket. Now inside this, first thing I need to define my first matrix. This is my first matrix, right? This I am defining like this. Inside this, I have to pass rows and columns. Inside this, I have to define the rows and column 1, comma 2. This is going to be my first row. Okay, this is going to be my first row. Okay, in this matrix, this is my first row. Now, I have to define my second row. Okay. Right.
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
my first row. This is my second row. And this is my whole matrix. Getting? This is my whole matrix. This is my first row. In this first matrix, this is my first row and this is my second row. Okay. Now I want second matrix. Inside this, I'm defining rows. Okay. And comma. Okay. Now I'm defining third matrix as well. Inside this, I'm putting rows and columns. And whole thing. Now I have defined my matrices. Now I have to combine everything like this. Okay. Now if I see 3D, you can see this has become my first matrix. This has become my second matrix. This has become my third matrix. Got it?
Yes.
Understanding?
Yes, but in the above one,
Sorry?
in the above one, yes, ma'am. In this, we have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, in that 5, 6 is repeated,
It's okay. Doesn't matter. It is
and you left. There
okay to
is
be repeated.
11, 10 is missing, no, ma'am.
No need. It's just an elements I'm putting.
Okay.
I'm just putting elements into my matrix. It doesn't matter whatever numbers you use. Okay. For defining and to understanding. That's all. I'm just showing how it is done. It depends on everything, right? I'm just
Yes, ma'am.
giving the random numbers.
Okay.
Okay. But if I if I see for 3, you can see here it has been formed correctly. No issues. The element
Okay.
doesn't matter here. I'm just trying you to understand how it is declared.
Okay.
Okay, because there are 3 multiple brackets over here, you might get confused. That's the reason I'm showing how it is declared. That's all.
Okay.
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 So this is how you see the dimension by using ndim. Ndim is a keyword to see the dimensions of the array. Okay. Now we know list and we have came across a new concept called NumPy array. So what is the difference between these two are? There are 4 main difference. First is in list, you can have any sort of data types. There was no issues. But in an NumPy array, it is you need to have same data types. If you're providing in the integer format, every element should be in the integer format. Otherwise, it will convert itself. See, if I have passed here an apple, okay. So it has converted everything to a same data type into a string data type. Right? Each and every element in the array has been converted to string. Right? And in arrays, you can do any sort of mathematical function to it. For example, over here, I have passed list1 is equal to, I have passed in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, if I do any mathematical function on an array, okay, it will see the result. Here, then array has been there, the array has been kept correctly, and it has divided with 5 with each element, and it has given me an array now, right? Now,
Yes,
if I do the same thing on a list, it has the same values, right? If I do the same thing on the list, it will give me an error. At that time only you need to use map function or any other things, okay? Map function or a for loop to do mathematical functions on a list, right? And a list is more slower than array, and it takes lot of space. List will take lot of space, storage, and arrays are faster than list. Understanding?
ma'am.
Any confusion on the basic, the understanding of NumPy?
No, ma'am.
Vidya?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. We will continue today. So we will understand how do I reshape my so now we know how do it how do I how do I declare an 1D array, 2D array, 3D array. Now if I have an 1D array, now if I want to convert it to 2D array, that time you need to use reshape method. Reshape will convert the 1D to 2D to 3D as well. Okay, so it now in this I have 12 elements. 12 elements, right? 1 to 12. Now if I Now I'm uh, I'm creating a new array saying array dot this name of this array dot reshape. I'm giving reshape. Only thing you need to remember is the product of the reshaping values which you are giving is has to be say equal to the elements of an array, the elements of an 1D array. So there are 12 elements. Now I should have 3 fours are 12. There should be the product of these two, the product of these two has to be number of elements in the array. Now if I have converted, now if you print it, as you can see, rows and columns has been formed, and also as you can see, it has been reshaped to 3 rows and 4 columns. The first value is the number of rows you want. Second value should be the number of columns you want. Okay. Now it can be 6 and 2 also. That means 6 rows and 2
Two
columns.
columns.
So if I print this, as you can see, there are 6 rows and 2 columns. These are rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows and 2 columns. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if I want to convert it to 3D array, how do I convert? I can write 3 matrix, 2 rows, and in this, the first element would be matrix, second element is rows, third element is
Column.
columns. So now if I print this, as you can see, the matrix, this is the first matrix, second matrix, third matrix, and it has 2 rows and 2 columns, right? The
Yes.
product of this has to be same as the elements inside the array. This is how you convert 1D array to multiple dimension arrays.
Array.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Now we will know how does Python gives number to each and element. We know that from the beginning as well. So let me just open the paint. So 1D array will have only rows, right? So I'm passing only row inside this. Now it has multiple elements. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my array. Okay. So what is the indexing? It has indexing 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So and so forth. How many elements you have, so many index you have. So if I want to call for 3, if I want the value 3, what should be the index of it? A of 2. Right. If I want 3, A of 2, that is 0, 1, 2. Right. This is the
Yes.
indexing. So if I just say print A of 3, what is it? 0, 1,
4.
3. 4 will
4.
be my output.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you can do multiple addition, multiplication, any mathematical functions or any of these inside the elements of this also. So if I want to add, this is my 0th element, this is my first element, right? So what will be my result is going to be 3. It is allowed. Okay. There is no issues. You can do any mathematical functions inside the array as well. Okay. Now let's understand 2D array. Is it? So it has rows and columns, both, right? I'm giving 3 rows. 3 columns. Okay, now the elements 1, 2. Okay. So it has row index and column index as well. Row index is 0, 1, 2, and the column also will have 0, 1, 2. Okay. This is if I want the number 5. If I want the number 5, what is the index of it? 1,
1,
1, comma 1.
1.
First number will always be row value. Second is always the column value. So if I say if I want 9, it's gonna be 2, comma 2.
2.
Okay. If I say if it is 2, if I want, it is 0, comma 1. Okay.
1.
This is the indexing of 2D array. Okay. So if I call for 0, 0, 1, 0, 3. What is 0? This is the, so this will, if I print array over here, as you can see, it is 0 and 3 it is asking. What is this? This is the 0th row, right?
4.
What will be my output? 0, 1, 2.
4. 4.
4 will be my output.
Okay.
Okay. Now, how do I just see? This is my 0th row. This is my first row. Okay. If I say
Yes,
1, comma 1, this is the first row. Right. In this first row, I want first element. That is 7.
7.
You will get 7. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, we'll understand how do we see 3D array. I'll give you an image. Things to remember. Okay. Now, this is... Open that. Okay. This is the array. Now, first thing is for your matrix. First is the 0th matrix. This is the first matrix. This is the second matrix. Okay. This is the 0th column, 0th row, first row, second row. In the 0th only. There is no continuation for rows. Okay. In the 0th matrix, it has 0, 1, 2. In the first matrix, it is 0, 1, 2. It is 0, 1, 2 in the second matrix, and similar to the rows. If I want to see 14, what is the index of it? 0, comma, 1, comma, 1. Getting my point? Understanding?
0,
Is it
1. Oh, yes, ma'am.
confusion?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So if I am now, this is gonna be my first. This is my the blue, what you call, blue square bracket is my first zeroth matrix. This is my first matrix. Now if I say give me 0, comma 0, comma 2. So this is my 0th matrix, and in this is my 0th row.
Yes, ma'am.
This is 0, 1, 2. 3 will be my output. Run this, you can see 3. So tell me what will be the output for this? Okay. This is my first matrix.
Yes, ma'am.
This is my first matrix. In this, it is asking for first row. This is my 0th row. This is my first row. And it is asking for first column. 0, 1. So 11 will be my output. Understanding?